Hi everyone. I just wanted to make a video of trying to fix one of these drum pads on this old pearldrumx. Um, I found that one of the pads just wasn't triggering. I picked this up not too long ago. I've never done this before, but I thought I would look into it and see what I could do. So what I have done is taken one of these pads off, the one that wasn't triggering, but just so you can see it is a pearldrumx. And I've got this pad over here, so I'll take you over to the pad. I thought maybe this would be helpful for anyone who's trying to do this. Of course, that's if I'm successful doing it, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I've got the pad on the bench here. So I just put it back together here by hand. It took me a while to figure out how to get this apart to get inside. So what I found eventually was under about here, 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 and here, you have to lift up the rubber a little bit with a screwdriver, and underneath the rubber, hard to see here, but you're going to find a little access point to get to a little Phillips screwdriver, a little Phillips screw. So you want to take all four of those screws, pull the rubber up just enough to get the screwdriver in, start to back those screws out, it'll come loose, and this clamshell will come apart. And I'll show you quickly. I've already done some work here, but I just wanted to get caught up before I actually do the replacement. So you'll see here, it comes apart. There's the four posts where the screws were, right there. So you can see these here, just under the edge of the rubber pad. Those little Phillips screws are there. You'll undo them, back them out. It will eventually come apart. You shouldn't have to pull too hard. It should come apart easily. So if there's a lot of force needed, you probably want to take a look at those screws a little bit more. And then what you'll do is when you get in here, you'll see there's a little piezo pickup in here. And so what I suspect is that this piezo pickup is worn out. It's probably 40 years old or so now. So I've ordered some more off Amazon. I believe it was like a 34 millimeter, but measure it yourself just to be sure. I'll see if I can get a photo of it in the video here of what I've ordered. They're arriving today, haven't got here yet, but I wanted to prep. So you just have to take a small, thin screwdriver and just kind of work this, and it will eventually kind of pop out. And you'll see it popped out like this. That's the little piezo pickup that when you hit the drum that makes contact with this, will send some voltage through to the controller and triggers a sound. And then in here, I've already done this, but I just wanted to show you. So I've cleaned this out. You'll have glue residue all in here from this being glued in, because you're going to want to glue the new one in, which I'm going to try to do. I'm going to use super glue. I don't think it's the best, but it's what I have right now. So when you pop this out, I just wanted to prep this to have the new one in there. So I wanted to remove all the residual glue that was trapped in there. Use a little screwdriver. I just kind of went around here and just kind of scraped it. It came off pretty easy. It was pretty dry and cracked. And then vacuumed it out, and then I'll wipe it down. And then so what my plan is get the new piezo pickup, and I will likely just cut the wires on this and then strip them back, and then I'll pull this out of this little glue here holding it in place so I can get some more slack. And then I will strip the new piezo pickup wires down, put the right wires together, probably use a little moret on there and fasten it, and then place it back in place with the glue. And I'll probably use some tape just to hold everything down, just to keep it extra secure. But that's the plan, and I'll make a second video once I start the next part of the process. Thanks. Okay, so part two, I got the piezos. They showed up in the mail yesterday, so they came in this little package. They look like this when they show up. So there's a long wire lead on there. Piezos wrapped in bubble wrap. I think 34 millimeters, but you can measure them again, double check. So what I've done is I've taken one out, and here, so it looks like. So I've cut off a fair amount of that extra wire length because I'm not going to need it, and I stripped the wires back there. And then I cut the old one off here. So there we go, and I've stripped those wires back as well. So I'm going to keep this handy just because what I need to do is I need to line up the red wire and the black wire to the correct leads. And so you'll see there's an outer ring and an inner circle. And so the red going to the inner circle, and then the black is going to the outer circle. So I will just connect these in the same fashion. So the red will go to the one that goes to the middle, and then the black to the outer. And then it will, as you see, just kind of sit nicely in that hole. And of course I'm going to glue it in when I get there, but the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these wires using just these little morettes, smallest ones I had, put them on there. And then what I'm going to do is, before I start gluing everything up, I'm going to take it and plug it into the controller, and I'm just going to tap on the piezo, and I think the theory is I should be able to trigger a sound there. I just want to confirm everything is working before I start to make everything permanent with glue. And yeah, once I get to the testing phase, I'll show you that. Bye. Hi, just part 3 of the video. I just wanted to plug this in quickly now that I have wired up the new piezo. So I've got the morettes on there. And what I wanted to do was plug it into the controller and just give the pickup a couple little hits and just make sure it's triggering a sound, which, as you'll see, it is. So that's good. It's all wired up correctly. Now I can start the process of gluing it in and just closing this unit up. I will make another video once I start doing that. Okay, so now that I've tested it, I've just applied some contact cement to both sides, both surfaces. I'm going to let that dry for probably half an hour, and then I will place it and put some pressure on it, probably with a cloth over it and some sort of clamp, just to make sure it sits there and gets good contact. What I use for glue, I don't know if it's the best, but it's what I have. I used some 3M contact cement, and then I used some rubbing alcohol just to clean the surface of the piezo pickup and the hole there, just to get any sort of oily residues off. And yeah, I'll make another video once that's back together. Okay, so I've got the piezo glued into the inset there, and I just took a little bit of this Gorilla tape and cut some tabs off, and I just wanted to secure the wires and the morettes. I don't want the morettes rattling around in there when I play it, and I just wanted to make sure that everything was going to stay put. So at this point I'm going to now start to put the clamshell back together and just reverse the process I used to take it apart. And just before I put it all back together, I thought I would just plug the unit back in after I secured everything in the back with the new piezo. Just want to double check that it's triggering through the pad before I close it up. And as you can see, let's just turn it all on here. We should have a signal. All works. Time to close it up. Okay, so the unit's all back together now. Just got it back on the stands. I just wanted to show you the unit working. So there it is. It's this guy right here that I repaired. So I will show you. Got some signal now. All working. Working really good. I would say overall this is actually a fairly easy fix. Never done one before, but I would say if you've got some basic skills, you can probably do this on your own. So good luck.